The Eagles land Derrick Henry. Let me tell you this. The Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. And we have some breaking, trending rumors. We have stuff going on that has absolutely got everybody going crazy, and I absolutely love it. The fact that the Eagles need to upgrade their running back situation is a given, and the possibility that the Eagles are about to land Derrick Henry is unbelievable. Do you know what that means? If the Eagles land Derrick Henry, do you know what that means? It means we're going to the Super Bowl. It means we're going to the Super Bowl. Now, we're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I want to thank you so much for all the support you give to me. It truly, truly means a lot. And I'm sorry I could not bring you this video earlier today. I was up since 6 o'clock this morning. I had a bunch of stuff going on. I just got home about 10-15 minutes ago. I ran to do this video. And it's really an interesting rumor that came out of nowhere. Now, we did kind of talk about Derrick Henry in yesterday's video and some mock proposed trade scenarios. But it looks like the Eagles may actually land a guy for real. This actually may happen. It's coming out of left field though. Like where this is coming from, I don't think anybody saw coming. Right? You guys know, and you guys probably saw this, but Akbar Jabamilla. He said, and I can't pronounce his name, I'm not going to try, but he used to play for the Green Bay Packers, played football a long time ago. He said this. He tweeted this out like in the middle of the night yesterday. Breaking. Move out the way. Derrick Henry at King Henry 2 is headed to the Eagles. Now, he posted that. People started calling him liars and saying, nah, that's not happening. What are you talking about? You're crazy. He's saying, telling you, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. You remember, you heard it here first. And I guess people have started to say that he actually, him and Derrick Henry, they both have the same agency that they work for. So they both work with, and they're both out of the same agency. And maybe that's where this is coming from. But if this is true, let's just take it and say it's true. Let's say this is what's going to happen. If Derrick Henry comes to Philly, the Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. They're going back to the Super Bowl. How do you stop this offense? You're going to put Derrick Henry, who I think is the best running back in football, you're going to put him on the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're going to put him behind that offensive line, and you're going to tell him to go run. Forget about it. I don't know how defenses are going to stop that. And then you have to deal with Jalen Hurts and the possibility that he could run. Then you have Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Goddard. Dude, you're going back to the Super Bowl. Do you understand? This is exactly what I've been talking about all off season. The idea, the fundamental idea that you're not going to replace every defensive player for every defensive player that you lost. It's not going to happen. That you have to tweak your team another way. You have to try to get better on offense and let your offense carry a young defense as they learn and as you rebuild. What other better way than to get Derrick Henry in there, the best running back in football? Do you know how much better you make your offense next year? They can't be stopped. Oh my gosh, this would be unbelievable. Now, the question that we have to ask ourselves, if this rumor is true, and we don't know that it is yet. By all accounts, everybody that is out of Philly that puts out rumors or that hears things, everybody is saying, we have heard nothing. Nothing about this is out of left field. So we maybe got to take it with a grain of salt. I think there's a chance. I don't think Akbar Jabamilla would say that if he didn't know something. I think he knows something. I think something's up. I definitely think something's up. Now, maybe we'll will end up happening or going down. But I bet you at the very least, the Eagles are at least talking about this. This is a real deal. Okay, so what would the Eagles have to give up for Derrick Henry? That's the question. I think this. I was thinking, what if it's like a second or a third round pick? Also, if the Eagles and the Titans flip draft spots. So the Eagles are at 10, Titans are at 11. The Titans might want to get up to 10 to help secure themselves one of the quarterbacks. They also may want to be in a better position and get more assets, draft assets, to trade up to 3. So this may be something that they're totally looking to do. I personally would not trade a first-round pick for Derrick Henry. I will not trade my 10th overall pick for him, and I would not trade my 30th overall pick. And reason being is because of his age. Now, I will say this. I believe Derrick Henry has 2-3 years left. Good 2-3 years left. I really do. Henry, you can tell by the way he played last year. The guy still has it, okay? He's 29 years old. He just turned 29 in January, so he's going to play at 29 years old all next year. For the most part, he's 6'3", 247. He had 349 attempts last year. That's a lot of attempts. He had 1,538 yards, 13 touchdowns, and he averaged 4.4 yards a carry. Now, if you add Derrick Henry, you're adding him to the best offensive line in football. I mean, you realize that, right? You're talking about the best running back in football going to the best offensive line in football. That is scary. And all of a sudden, Rashad Penny becomes way more valuable because now you don't have to worry about him getting as many carries, possibly getting hurt. You have Derrick Henry in front of him, and then you got good changeup with Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. It absolutely makes total 100% sense to me to go out and get Derrick Henry if you could. I would approve of this in a second. Like I said yesterday, I would absolutely love this move. But what am I going to give up? I'm not giving up more. I might give up. I might think about it a second if I could get him multiple years. Otherwise, I think around a third-round pick is something I would do. Maybe a third and like a fourth next year, something like that. You can't overpay for the guy, okay? Now, I know what you're asking me. I know what people are going to ask me. Would I rather have Derrick Henry or would I rather have Bijan Robinson? That is a great question, and that's a very hard question for me. If this was any other running back in the league that we've heard may go to other teams like Zeke Elliott or Kareem Hunt or any of these other guys, if it was any of those other guys, I would go Bijan Robinson all the time. The only guy that I can totally see you going and taking over Bijan Robinson is Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry is a special player. Putting that beast of a man behind that beast of an offensive line is something that I don't think comes around very often. And whatever you might think Derrick Henry has lost over the years, which I don't think is much, he makes up with having a great offensive line that he's running with. So Bijan Robinson, I love Bijan Robinson, but I would not be upset if they took Derrick Henry. I would not, because Derrick Henry to me is the one guy that, yeah, you got an opportunity to do it, you do it. That I understand. He's Derrick Henry. He's Derrick Henry. All right? He's Derrick Henry. And he's a stud. He's a monster. He would put fear into other teams. And the Eagles' offense would just score 35 points a game. They would wear teams out. You can't stop them. There's no weakness on that team. No question about it. Now, if Derrick Henry falls through, of course, I'm down with Bijan Robinson, but I would be okay with this. It's hard to say which one I would want more, because I think Derrick Henry immediately next year helps you more. Bijan Robinson helps you over the next 4 or 5 years especially because of the cap and the price. Now, Derrick Henry would be like $10 million. The Eagles might want to extend him or redo his contract. Maybe they give him a 2-year contract, something like that. Bijan Robinson helps you for 4 or 5 years. Derrick Henry helps you for maybe 1 to 2 years. So that's the difference. But as far as, when you get an opportunity to land at Derrick Henry, you've got to do it. You just got to do it. There's no question about it. So I'm happy with either one. Give me Bijan, give me Derrick Henry. I don't care which one. I'll take it. Hell, if you really want to make a big stink about it, get them both. Take them both. Draft Jalen Carter, which I got to say, if you get Derrick Henry, then the key is that you have to go up at 10, right? So you have to go up at 10. If I trade for Derrick Henry, then my goal is Jalen Carter. It has to be Jalen Carter. You have to try to trade up and get Jalen Carter. If you get Derrick Henry and Jalen Carter, you win the draft again. You win the offseason again. You do. But I think if the Eagles were to land Derrick Henry in a trade, I think the next move is to take that 10th pick and try to go up and get Jalen Carter. Okay? And something like that. And then with your second first-round pick, you would still have left. If you want to go get Bijan Robinson and have 2 running backs, now that would screw up people's head. I don't really think the Eagles would do that, though. No, I don't think so. I'm just saying that would be funny, right? Can't be greedy. You can't be greedy. No, I don't think that would happen. But if the Eagles are going to go trade for Derrick Henry, he's the only guy that I'm happy with, or I would not mind over Bijan Robinson. Everybody else is behind Bijan Robinson. So I could live with Derrick Henry because I think he's such a special player and he's such a stud that you have to take the chance on it because it puts you back in the Super Bowl. It really, really does. And if it's not him, then it's got to be Bijan Robinson. But if you get Derrick Henry, then yeah, the idea is you got to get Jalen Carter. That's the move. You have to go up and get him in the first round. If you do those 2 things, you've won the offseason. You have. With Jalen Hurts' contract and how well that worked out for the Eagles, you would have to. So I think this Derrick Henry thing is interesting. I don't know what to make of it, other than I don't think Akbar Jibo Miller would come out and say, I don't think he would say that unless he heard something, he knows something. Something is going on with the Eagles and Henry. Doesn't mean it's going to work out. Maybe it does. Maybe the Eagles have a deal already worked out, and now this is a contract negotiation. Who knows? I don't know. But, Derrick Henry, I'm totally okay with it. I would give that A++. Forget Zeke, Kareem Hunt, all them bumps. Derrick Henry is a different animal. He's the kind of guy it's worth the chance. It's worth it. I think he's got good 2 or 3 years left. So I would do it. I would make that play, and I could live with that over Bijan Robinson. Only running back I want over Bijan Robinson would be Derrick Henry. That's just how I feel. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm sure we're going to talk about this on the Philly Shakedown podcast tonight. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. So I see A.J. Brown has commented on this Derrick Henry thing, if possible. He says this: nobody has number 22. Make it happen if it's possible. I totally agree with A.J. Brown. One of the best running backs I've ever seen with my 2 eyes was back in 2010 at a high school called Yulee High School. I just happened to go there just because there was a football game going on. I wanted to watch a football game. And there was this huge running back. And he was out there. And he was running. He must have had like 300 yards, 4 or 5 touchdowns. Every time he touched the ball, it seemed like he broke it off. It was unbelievable. And it was Derrick Henry. And I was so lucky to have seen him in high school. And then the high school team, they would come around my neighborhood where I was living, and they would actually try to raise money for their football team. I donated whatever. I don't remember. It wasn't that much. But Derrick Henry to the Eagles. Let's go. I'm down. Denzel Washington out.